Workers who report unsafe conditions face a harsh reality. Despite legal protections against retaliation, reporting safety problems often has serious career consequences. Let me describe retaliation patterns. Subtle forms include schedule changes to less desirable shifts, assignment to undesirable tasks, or exclusion from overtime opportunities that you need financially. Blatant retaliation includes termination, demotion, or explicit threats. Employers often disguise retaliation as legitimate business decisions, where restructuring or your performance has declined, making it difficult to prove the real motivation. Whistleblower protections exist in law. OSHA prohibits retaliation against workers who report safety violations. Filing complaint procedures are established. The burden of proof in retaliation cases theoretically protects workers. But here's why these protections often fail in practice. Workers can't afford litigation. Even if you have a strong retaliation case, fighting it requires legal representation that costs money you don't have, especially if you've been fired. Employers can outlast workers financially. They have corporate legal resources. You have whatever you can scrape together. The fear of retaliation prevents reporting even when protections exist. Many workers rationally calculate that reporting violations will harm their career regardless of legal protections, so they stay silent. Strategic documentation becomes critical if you decide to report safety issues. Create paper trails before reporting. Document the unsafe conditions with photos, written descriptions, and dates. Use official channels, internal safety reporting systems, OSHA complaints, or union grievances. Create records. Understand timelines for legal claims. Retaliation complaints typically must be filed within 30 days of the adverse action. Let me give you contrasting examples. Success story. A worker documented ongoing electrical hazards, filed an internal safety complaint, was fired 2 weeks later, filed an OSHA retaliation complaint within the deadline, and ultimately won reinstatement plus back pay. The documentation was thorough, the timeline was clear, and legal representation was available through their union. Cautionary tale. A worker verbally complained about unsafe conditions, was gradually pushed out through schedule changes and undesirable assignments over several months, and had no documentation of the original complaint or the pattern of retaliation. Without proof, the legal claim went nowhere. Collective action provides significantly stronger protection. Unionized workers have union representation in retaliation cases, collective power to push back against retaliation, and a history of defending workers who report safety issues. Non-unionized workers are much more vulnerable. The warning here is that legal protections are real but limited. Reporting safety violations may be the right thing to do, but it carries genuine risk to your employment. The positive action is to document everything, understand your rights, use official channels, and seek collective support when possible. This shouldn't be the reality. Workers should be able to report hazards without fearing for their jobs, but pretending the system works better than it does leaves workers unprepared for the consequences of speaking up.